All right, what's going on, everyone? It's done. Bungie announced today that Destiny 2's active development, not today, what am I saying? It's been like a few days now. It's ending, June 9th. One final update called Monument of Triumph. I said today because, like, I'm still in that moment, you know. After that, the servers, they stay on, but no new content. No new seasons, no new raids. No new expansions, just maintenance mode. Same as Destiny 1. And then hours after the announcement, Bloomberg journalist Jason Schreier, who has broken pretty much every major Bungie story for the past 3 years. You know, the layoffs, the delays, the Sony acquisition fallout. He's got a near-perfect track record. Schreier reports that Bungie is planning a significant number of layoffs. So, the Destiny 2 dev team has no new project lined up, and Destiny 3 is not in active production. Like, Jason Schreier said all this, okay? Staff are pitching ideas. Some are Destiny related. None have been greenlit. When someone asked Schreier why Bungie didn't just start making Destiny 3, he said, quote, "The answer is, as it usually is, how much money it would take," end quote. So, let me break this down. Sony looked at that price tag of Destiny 3 and said, no, we're not writing that check. There was a spin-off in the works a while ago, codenamed Payback, led by Luke Smith and Mark Noseworthy, who were two of the key figures behind Destiny 2's early revival, and they were also the two key figures behind the Destiny content vault, so keep that in mind. Cancelled. Both of them left the studio. Well, this is ages ago. This is old news. But they left the studio ages ago. They left the studio after Final Shape. People inside Bungie were actively trying to keep this franchise alive in some form, and they couldn't get it approved. Now, at the same time, me personally, I see that they were part of the reason why it also died. I mean, they made some shit decisions. I'm not surprised. If you look at my previous videos, I said this was coming. I said if Marathon succeeds, Destiny suffers. If Marathon fails, Destiny suffers. I called this months ago. So yeah, it's done. I accept that. The 5 stages of grief are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. And I'm going through those stages, but in reverse. When this news first broke, I immediately smiled. I nodded and I smiled, and I was like, of course it's over. You know, I saw this coming, so why am I gonna act surprised? I'm not. It's fine. Then I started to get depressed, okay? Because here's the thing about Destiny that people who don't play it will never understand, okay? This game, it wasn't just a game, you know? Like, if you really deep it, this game was one of the first mainstream, like, I know WoW exists, right? WoW, Diablo, like, you know. But this game was the first, like, casual mainstream game to really do a live service model. Like this game, I'm gonna say it, like, it influenced games like Fortnite, you know, all these live service games. They had meetings in 2016, them years, like, look at what these Destiny guys are doing. And it's like, they're doing a shit job, but they're onto something, and we can do it better. And they have. You know what I mean? Look at Fortnite, look at Apex, look at all these live service games, and Destiny is just in the fucking gutter, man. Like, it's always been in the gutter, never recovered. But it's still special, man. Like, scheduling, people would schedule their Saturdays around blind raids with people that they met on LFG, who became your actual friends. Doing Whisper for the first time, you know. The Final Shape, Excision, the 12-man mission. Like, if you were there for that, you know what that felt like. You don't need me to explain it. So many, like, this game, like, nothing can recreate what this game did. And Into the Light, right? That proved something important, right? If you've seen my previous videos, you're gonna be rolling your eyes a lot because I'm saying shit that I said in those videos. It was old guns, it was old maps, old armor. Fucking Super Black was an old shader from Destiny 1, and it was just a basic ass horde mode on old maps. And that was one of the best updates this game ever got, you know? And that's all it was just old shit. It was Bungie getting out of its own way. It was them saying, here's the game, just play it. And we did. You know, I went out, I played Stasis Titan. I used to hate Stasis, and then Into the Light came out, and it gave me an excuse to use Stasis, and I was like, damn, this subclass is really good. I had so much fun in Onslaught, man. And it's coming back in this update as well. See, you made a dumbass mistake making Onslaught irrelevant. That was the problem with this game, guys. They would make content irrelevant when it had no reason being irrelevant. They made strikes irrelevant. Oh my god. Real fun. And that's what makes this so heavy, because at its core, underneath all the systems they broke and rebuilt and broke again. It was always one of the best feeling shooters ever. No, not one of. It's the best shooter ever made. But the feeling is bar none. I put out a tweet saying, just play. Oh, people say just play Final Fantasy 14. They're not even in the same ballpark, bro. It's not the same. Shut up. You're dumb. You don't know what it's like to headshot. That first hand cannon I shot in 2014, man. Whoo, bro. That shit felt good, man. The gunplay, like the movement, the build crafting, like when it works, man. That build crafting goes nuts, bro. The sound design, the music, like you can strip everything else away, and that foundation, you know, that artistic foundation is still incredible. But a foundation isn't a game. It's not a live service game. And they never stopped just jackhammering that floor. You know, they would make the floor, it would be good, and then they'd just be like, nah, you know what, I don't like it. And they just, for no reason. The people who built the things we loved are about to be laid off again for the third time in 3 years. The raid team, the strike designers, well, the ones who were left after they stopped making strikes. The people who are about to be laid off, right? They're the same people who made King's Thorn, Last Wish, and Whisper, but they're also the same people who removed random rolls, shipped an expansion with 0 strikes, built the portal, and sunset our weapons. You know, both of those things are true at the same time. I can feel for someone losing their job and still hold them accountable for the decisions that put them in this position. Sympathy and criticism aren't mutually exclusive. This studio made some of the best content in FPS history and then systematically dismantled it with their own hands. That's not some tragedy that happened to them. That's a tragedy they built. They're gonna get emails telling them that their positions have been eliminated, so Sony can recoup a fraction of $3.6 billion or whatever stupid number they paid for this dumbass studio. That's the depression. You know, it's not nice. And then there's the bargaining, and this is the part where my brain won't shut up because I keep running through everything they could have done, like everything I told them to do. It's poetic, you know, because now I'm putting out these tweets and they're getting thousands of likes, and it's just like these problems that I've had with the game. I feel like if they'd been caught on earlier, you know, years ago, I've been saying this shit for years. I feel like something could have changed. Maybe like someone would have listened and heard it and been like, maybe yeah, we did. Hey, we did stop making strikes. Hey, we did sunset weapons for no reason. Like, it's not for storage. They're still in the game. And like everything was just sitting right there in front of them. I laid out a formula in my Edge of Fate video. I sat there behind my mic and I said, here's what an expansion needs. You know, 8 to 10 campaign missions with cutscenes. Let the characters breathe. Let them talk. This is nothing to do with Pete Parsons, guys. Like, that's old news, guys. Alright, yeah, Brandy, he inflated the company's value and shit. He's a bastard, don't get me wrong, but let me turn my phone off. Like, they made dumb decisions, man, and they came up creatively short. I mean, look at that marathon short film. The dialogue there sounds nice and natural. God, if that's bargaining, man, it doesn't change anything, you know. And then I get angry because, like, here's where I stop being sad and just start being furious, because none of this had to happen. It didn't have to be like this. So many problems this game had were self-inflicted. Who wanted random rolls removed? No one. Who wanted double primaries? No one. Who wanted the ability trees gutted? No one. Like Bungie, they walked into the sequel with every lesson learned from Taken King and Rise of Iron and decided to change every single thing that worked. Don't tell me it was Activision. Activision told them to make a sequel. Activision, or Pete Parsons, didn't tell them to remove random rolls. That was Bungie. Pete Parsons is a lot of things, but you know that it wasn't his idea to add the portal. We know that. Like, these decisions came from inside the house. 0 strikes. 0. With Edge of Fate, 0. The first expansion in franchise history without a single strike. I tracked the decline. Taken King had 4. Forsaken had 4. Shadowkeep had 2. Beyond Light had 1 that nobody likes. Witch Queen had 2. Like, Edge of Fate, the start of your new saga had 0. 0. You replaced the backbone of the expansion with side quests, which I haven't done. I've done none of them. If I wanted to play side missions after finishing the story, I'd go play Assassin's Creed, man. I said that as well. On my broken record, man. I said that as well. I could only be so upset with Sony. Like, Sony, all they did was they just looked at Renegades and they just pulled the plug on Destiny 2. When the expansion doesn't sell, the parent company makes a business decision. You know, actions speak louder than words, and Sony's actions here speak the loudest. And the toxic positive content creators. How many times did a patch drop and someone would upload a video saying, this is the make or break. This is the update that saves Destiny. How many after Edge of Fate? This patch saved the game. And me, like, I made a video saying Bungie removed the portal. Okay, no, Bungie fixed the portal. Okay, I didn't say it saved the game. Go back and watch the video. Alright, there are other people, and I have these tweets bookmarked. Okay, I'll try getting them and putting them up. People saying Renegades is the best expansion, like one of the best expansions to date. Destiny is back. This is the Renaissance. Like, every single time. Best game ever. No, now it's the best game ever. No, now it's actually the best game ever. Just look, man. You could have said something, but you didn't. These are the same people who told you the game was thriving while the Steam charts cratered. Who told you Renegades would be a home run, that it was a good DLC. Who told you Marathon wouldn't affect Destiny's development while Scott Taylor and Steve Cotton and half the senior staff were already working on it full time. Who told me I was just being negative for clicks. Who said, oh, drop your raid report. Like, that invalidates anything. I don't need a day one clear or a trio clear to tell you why strikes are important to the game. I don't need a flawless card to tell you that 40 Hz servers are unacceptable. I told you what was going to happen, man. That rant video I made before Marathon came out on Destiny, it was originally titled ranting about Destiny before Marathon kills it, and you can look at the thumbnail and you can actually go and watch it. And I changed the title because I just wanted it to get another chance in the algorithm, and it did. It got a lot of views, and I was right. I feel vindicated. I feel vindicated by this. And then I hit the denial part where I start to contradict myself because I refuse to accept that Destiny is done, bro. Like, it's not because the evidence isn't there. It is, but like Bungie said it. Jason Schreier wrote it. I'm not delusional. I can read a blog post, but I refuse to accept that Sony looked at this franchise, you know, a franchise that at its peak had 292,000 concurrent players on Steam alone. And that was just with Shadowkeep, by the way. Shadowkeep was when it came out on Steam, because before it was on Battle.net. And like they decided it wasn't worth investing in while simultaneously pouring money into Marathon. Like, let's talk about Marathon, man. I want to be fair here because the game is good. I like it. The gunplay is great. The art direction is great. The short film was what made me buy it. The dedicated servers are everything Destiny PvP players begged for and never got. Like, Bungie clearly cares about Marathon, and the people working on it are talented, because I know they're talented because they made some good stuff in Destiny. I'm not here to shit on the game, but just let's put our business hats on. Just look at the numbers. Marathon launched to an all-time Steam peak of 88,000 players. And then 1 week later, it dropped out of the top 50. 1 month in, it was down 50% from its peak. And then by May, the game director is writing blog posts about how to save the game and talks about reintroducing duos and adding PvE experiences to bring players back. Like, right now, today, as I'm saying this, Marathon's sitting at 5,000 players on Steam. Its 24-hour peak is at 11,000. That's the game they chose over Destiny. That's the game Sony decided was worth protecting, while Destiny got a maintenance mode blog post and it's going to get around the playoffs. Now, I'm not saying it's a failure. I'm saying it's an extraction shooter in a genre that is already crowded. It got beat to the finish line by Arc Raiders at 200, which is at 200,000 concurrent, and Delta Force, which is at 160,000. It's losing. Meanwhile, Destiny sits in a genre it essentially created, the looter shooter MMO light, with no competition doing what it does. Nothing plays like Destiny. And you agree with me because so many of you showed up and liked that tweet I made. Nothing has raids like Destiny. Nothing sounds like Destiny. And you're telling me the business decision was to let that die so you can fight for 4th place in the extraction shooter market? Sony paid $3.6 billion for Bungie. They've written off $765 million. Marathon is hemorrhaging players 3 months after launch. And the answer to why not just make Destiny 3 is it would cost too much money? You've already lost almost $1 billion The sunk cost is already sunk. Destiny has a built-in audience of millions of players who are desperate to give you money for a game that doesn't sabotage itself every 12 months. The demand is there. It's always been there. You just have to stop fucking up the supply. So here's what I'm asking everyone to do. I'm not ready to say goodbye to this franchise, okay? I don't think it's inevitable. I think it's just a business decision that can be reversed by a bigger business decision. And I think the only way that happens is if you show up, be loud, be visible, impossible to ignore. Don't just write angry tweets. Don't fucking go on Reddit and rant. We need player counts, signatures, proof that the audience is still here and still willing to pay for a Destiny that respects them. This shit used to mean something, man. It used to mean something, and I refuse to let it go, at least without a fight. So sign the petition. Okay, I know petitions feel pointless. I know the cynical take is that corporations don't care about protests or signatures, but what petitions actually do is generate press coverage. They generate articles, tweets, visibility, and visibility creates pressure. Destiny isn't dead. Like there's a difference between a dead franchise and a neglected one, and Destiny is neglected. The foundation's still here. The gunplay is still here. The community is still here. We just need someone at Sony to just look at Marathon sitting at 5k players and then look at a million signatures asking for Destiny to continue and go, wait, hold on, I think we backed the wrong horse here. On June 9th, okay, when Monument of Triumph drops, I want everyone to log in. If you haven't played in months, log in, okay? If you quit after Edge of Fate or Renegades, Lightfall, Beyond Light, Forsaken, I just don't care. You have to log in. You owe it to yourself. That's the first person you owe, yourself, okay? Play the game, run a raid, run a strike, go to the tower, stand there with your friends and your clanmates and your LFGs and just show Sony like what this game's player base looks like when it shows up. Whether we get a Destiny 3 or not, if you weren't there in June, you're gonna regret it, alright? I promise you'll regret it. Guys, I'm yapping now, right? June 9th, Monument of Triumph, last stop. I'll let you make them reconsider, alright? Log in, sign, show them what they're leaving on the table, alright? Peace.